Shalom. All right, who's the mystery man? First of all, glad to be back. Glad to be fulfilling the doctrine and the predictions of the Most High in saying that the children of the oppressor will reveal the truth. And silly me, I thought I was working on my own inspiration or that a channel had inspired me, but no. It's the Most High that had inspired me. So I'm glad to be back, fulfilling. Um, All right, sorry, I just had to check to make sure. Okay, so mystery man. Who is this mystery man? Well, he is Guillermo the Fourth. He was born the 21st of February 1996, and he is the reigning king of Coventrey and the 30th monarch to rule Coventrey. He began his rule September 26, 2019, after the death of his grandmother, Queen Isabel I. So what is this Coventry and why is there black kings ruling on thrones of kingdoms still today that we have no idea what's going on? Never heard of this Coventry. And I tried to research it a lot and man, there's information about it coming from everywhere. And at the same time, no information about it at all because I can't find nothing other than on this iWiki about it. Anyway, so we see that. See his predecessor, right? He was born. Okay. There's some interesting things. Williamsburg, right? Williamsburg, we know that's in Virginia. Mesogi, I had to look it up. Very interesting. It's a kingdom in Greece that still exists today. Still exists today. Population of 150 million people. Secret kingdoms. Okay. His full name is Guillermo. I know this is probably small, right? Okay. We went too big. Let's go a little smaller. That should be good. Okay, so again, Paco Real. We're gonna get to this stuff. Well, let's go ahead and see what's Paco Real. Paco Real, or the Royal Palace of Williamsburg, also known as the Ribeira Palace, due to its proximity to the Potomac River, city of Williamsburg. But I got to show you this. This is something funny. And you see here his father, João, Prince of Chesapeake. João was a prince and a king in Congo, which also there's evidence and information about this kingdom being in Africa. And what I'm going to show you now is this Paco Real. Because, well, wait. Let me show you how. I found all this, man. Let me show how all this was introduced to me. I was watching a video recently about none other than Portugal, and the Portuguese king was Afonso the First, and of course, it popped up just like that. It popped up. I said to myself, Afonso. I know Afonso is the king of also Congo, and there it is. And so I just looked it up, and up pops Afonso of Coventry. And I said, Coventry? What's that? Let's find out. And so, all right, so up pops Afonso of Coventry, right? And I say, Afonso of Coventry, and, it's showing here. Darn it. Has some information about the dear King Afonso Coventry. Very interesting, right? Conqueror, founder, the great. He achieved independence for Coventry in 1190. So this kingdom has been in existence for more than 1,000 years. Okay. Okay. So I'll show you a couple other things interesting. We'll go. Let's go to Coventry itself. Oh, that was not what I meant to do. Um, Here, this one. Coventry, officially known as the Kingdom of Coventry, is a sovereign nation. It covers an area of mystery square kilometers and has a population of more than 46 million people. Coventry's capital and the largest city is Williamsburg. Williamsburg, Virginia? Yes, I believe so when they start talking about the Chesapeake and other things. While other major cities, now this is interesting too, Santo Domingo. Is that Hispaniola or the Dominican Republic? Richmond, Portsmouth, Orleans. Now, Orleans, not New Orleans, would be Europe. Montreal, Charlottesville, Hampton, Annapolis, Levi's. I don't know where that is. Probably should look it up. Let's see. Levi's City, maybe? Levi's City. It says it's Quebec. Okay, that makes sense since we already have something talking about what you call Montreal. Okay, Salem, Winchester, St. Croix. Now that's the islands, the Caribbean. Laval, Roanoke, Norfolk, Suffolk, Plymouth, Bristol, Nantucket. You see, these are all in America. East Beach, Newport, Charleston, Santiago. Now that's in Chile. Southampton. And when you try to look up Coventry itself, it's going to say that it's a city in England. However, there are also cities in the U.S., one in Connecticut, one in Rhode Island, I believe, Coventry. Okay, established in the 12th century, the country is one of the oldest countries in the world. Okay, Coventry is a federal constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary system. The current monarch is King Guillermo IV. Current. Sorry, let me zoom this up a little so people can see it good. Okay. It is divided into 53 counties. Coventry is a developed country with an advanced high income economy. It is known throughout the world for its high standard of living, its healthcare, its educational system. It has been categorized as very high in the Human Development Index. It also consistently ranked as one of the safest countries in the world to live in. And then we see the information here on the right hand side. Um, Basically, just repeating what we just read. Yeah, so we got history. Okay. Kingdom of Coventrey was established after Afonso, Count of Coventry and High Steward of Coventry, defeated the forces of. Now, they've already changed this since I found it, because when I first found it, it's mentioned the Sahel. Mentioned the Sahel as the forces that they overcame to get independence. And of course, we know that's North Africa. And that also has to do with the Moors. Okay, so he defeated the forces of, they erased it at the Battle of Santiago. So they know the battle, they know the date, but all of a sudden they don't know who he fought against. All right, whatever. On 19th of June, 1190, and established the House of Quieta on the throne. Afonso declared himself king on that day. His descendants continue to rule Coventry to this day. Afonso established his capital at Santo Domingo. The capital was not established at Williamsburg until 1306, where it remains. The House of Quieta died out in the male line 1588, and the country was seized by somebody. Again, they're trying to hide information here in connection with an ancient treaty that stipulated that if the line of Quieta died out in the male line, the kingdom would revert to, and like I said, I believe that was the Sahel. For 20 years, the people of Coventry suffered under the overlordship of country name until Guillermo Porter, a descendant in the female line, declared himself king, sparking the Coventrian Restoration War. Guillermo, Duke of Powhatan. Okay, now we got reference to American natives or American indigenous. Known to history as Guillermo II, staked his claim on the grounds of being the only legitimate descendant of the House of Quieta, albeit a female line. The clergy, nobility, and populace rallied to the young man's cause. Within months, the country had ousted the foreign government. However, war would exist between Coventry and country name until 1638, when peace was finally reached. Now, let me say, I titled this "What is this about?" because I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Secret kingdoms ruling secretly, ruled by melanated people. Today, in our supposed place where we live, supposedly America, right? Coventry. His wife, Maria, Duchess of Porter, herself a descendant of the imperial house of Salomon. Interesting. When confronted with the possibility of losing everything by supporting her husband, is said to have famously uttered the phrase, "It's better to be a queen for a day than to be a duchess for a lifetime." Okay, Coventry, constitutional monarchy, with the hereditary monarch and a bicameral legislature known as Gabara, consisting of the Chamber of Peers, Chamber of Deputies, Privy Council. Its subcommittee is the Council of Ministers, which is chaired by Prime Minister. Okay. Came back. Battery was going to die. Okay, the mixed market economy of Coventry is varied, but heavily dependent on its natural resources, agriculture, and its robust tourist industry. Coventry is rich in natural resources such as oil, iron, gold, timber, and diamonds. Coventry's stock exchange in Williamsburg lists 60 publicly traded companies. Up until the 19th century, the company was largely an agricultural society, with large sugar, cotton, rice, indigo, and tobacco plantations dominating the country. Over the last century and a half, the Coventry economy has transitioned to a diversified mix of services: manufacturing, agriculture, mining, and trade. Country's major exports include diamonds. The country's agriculture relied primarily on slave labor. This type of slavery was unique to Coventry for its use of primarily Caucasian laborers. Caucasian laborers, Caucasian slaves. The original motive behind this being that Caucasians would work the fields without absorbing the sunlight as the Coventrians did. Slavery would exist in Coventry until King Guillermo III issued a decree freeing the slaves in 1881. That's interesting too, because slavery ended about that time, 1884, whatever. Okay. We're going to skip down through this because it's kind of like meaningless information. Although you can look up, I looked up, what is it, this first one? One of these companies, it says something about the man being a figure in history. Anyway, so we're talking about the major cities, right? I'm just going to make this a little introduction just so that this is known, because I don't know what it means, and it goes real deep, obviously, so I'm not going to try to guess, right? What's that? I forget what the word is, man, but okay, but I do want to show you one other thing real quick, and this was just Coventry. And so we want to go to Kings of Coventry. Here we go. I'm going to go to Kings of Coventry. Okay, the monarchy of Coventry, commonly referred to as the Crown, is an established institution dating back 800 years. A common metonym for the Coventrian monarchy is the Golden Stool. And if you look up this Golden Stool, it traces back to the Ashanti people in Africa. Like I said, I'm going to show you right here in a minute how this Coventry traces to all over the world. I already showed you how it traces to Canada, the U.S., the Caribbean, England. We're guessing about Africa, presuming. I forget what that word is. Where you're kind of making I don't know. My brain's not working right this morning. Anyway, the traditional seat of power for Coventrian monarchs. Coventrian monarchy is comprised of the reigning monarch, King Guillermo IV, his family, and the royal household, which supports the monarch in his duties. Okay. I think this is where I was talking about. The monarchy of Coventry dates back to the 12th century when Afonso, 16th Duke of Coventry, was acclaimed as king by the Coventry people in 1190 after a major victory against the Sahelian Empire. There it is. See, I told you I've seen it somewhere. At the Battle of Santiago. Now, it's I don't know, man. I don't know. Sahel is Africa. Santiago is South America. Or maybe not. Maybe there's a Santiago in Africa. The acclamation may have established the Stuarts as the royal dynasty of Coventry, but in actuality they had ruled as dukes for several centuries before declaring independence from Saheli. I think this is pretty much it. I just want to go to the bottom here where it's going to talk about the different residences, okay? Because this is very interesting. Because that's where we're going to find, this is where we're going to find, these places in different places. And, this is the one that really I'm even focusing on, the Paco Royal, the principal royal residence located in Williamsburg. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, buddy. Buddy. Gosh darn it, I wanted to finish this. All right, let's see if we can finish this up real quick. The Paco Real, right? Located in Williamsburg. Let's look it up, Paco Real. Because what it says about Paco Real is interesting. Paco Real. You see there it says Madrid. Let's say Palace. The Paco Imperial. The Royal Palace. Paco Imperial, previously known as the Royal Palace of Rio de Janeiro. Now, I hadn't seen this before. Now we're talking about Brazil. Huh? Okay, so that was the Paco Real in Brazil. And then I knew, of course, Brazil is founded by Portugal, but I knew that one of these palaces was actually located in Portugal. Just making sure it's still recording. I didn't mean to click on this, but anyway, there's a picture of it, right? So I looked it up. Bella Vista Palace, Portugal. So this Coventry had palaces in Brazil, in the mainland Americas, the Potomac region, and also Canada. And I don't know, they just seem to have ties all over the world. The Sao Cristobal, I looked it up. It's also Brazil. Palace of Santo Domingo is Hispaniola or Dominican Republic. Uh, let's look up Pilkington Palace. I think that one was somewhere too interesting. Uh, anyway, it was how did it spell it? Pilkington Palace. Yeah, I think Pilkington was in Britain. Lancashire, that's England. They've already changed a lot of this. This Pilkington Palace came up the other day. Look at this, China. Uh, anyway, um, Sao Gabriel. So that's Coventry. What is it? I don't know. but it's a current kingdom with a current king, a current melanated king sitting on the throne. So just wanted to show that. Shalom.